Cedar Hollow was the kind of town where nothing ever happened. The kind of town where people left their doors unlocked and trusted their neighbors without question. It was quiet, peaceful, untouched by tragedy. Or at least, that's what everyone wanted to believe. Because in 2019, Cedar Hollow became the graveyard of a love story that was never meant to end. Emily Harper was 21 years old. She was the preacher's daughter, the pride of her family, and the definition of innocence. She had soft brown hair that fell gently over her shoulders and eyes filled with kindness. She believed in love. She believed in people. She believed the world was good. Daniel Reyes believed in none of those things. He couldn't afford to. Daniel had lived his entire life as a reminder of something the town wanted to forget. Years earlier, his father had been blamed for a factory explosion that killed 3 men. One of them was Emily's uncle. From that moment on, the Reyes family became a symbol of pain. They weren't spoken to, they weren't forgiven, they were erased. And Daniel grew up carrying a punishment for something he never did. The night they met, it was raining, the kind of rain that makes the world feel smaller. Daniel stepped into the town library just to escape the storm. He wasn't expecting to find anything, but he found her. Emily stood behind the counter, her eyes lifting slowly to meet his. She knew exactly who he was. Everyone did. He expected her to look away, to judge him, to fear him. But she didn't. She smiled. And in that moment, something impossible happened. Daniel felt seen. Their love didn't begin with words. It began with silence. Stolen glances, lingering moments, late-night conversations that neither of them wanted to end. They met in secret, away from the eyes of the town, away from the hatred they inherited. When they were together, none of it mattered. Not their names, not their families, not their past. Only each other. But secrets never stay buried forever. One night, Emily's father saw them. He didn't yell, he didn't ask questions, he just stared at her, his face cold and unfamiliar, and he said something she would never forget. "If you see him again, you are no longer my daughter." She cried that night, not because she was afraid, but because she knew she wouldn't stop loving him. Daniel knew the danger. He knew what the town was capable of. But love has a way of making fear feel small. So they made a decision. They would leave Cedar Hollow, leave their families, leave everything behind. They would start over somewhere new, somewhere they could exist, without being punished for loving each other. They chose midnight. Daniel would wait at the bus station, Emily would meet him there, and together, they would finally be free. Daniel arrived early. His heart raced with hope and fear. Every pair of headlights made him stand up. Every passing second felt heavier. Then, he saw a truck. It slowed as it approached. His stomach tightened, because it wasn't Emily. It was her father, and he wasn't alone. Daniel ran, but there was nowhere to go. Emily never made it to the bus station. Her car was found the next morning, abandoned, empty. 3 days later, her body was discovered in the water, cold, still, gone. Daniel's body was found in the woods nearby. He had been shot, left alone, in the darkness. They died just minutes apart, close enough to belong to each other, but never close enough to say goodbye. The town called it a tragedy. The families called it justice, and the truth was buried with them. No arrests were made, no one confessed, no one was punished. Because in Cedar Hollow, some blood was more important than innocence. And some love stories are never allowed to survive. Even now, years later, people say if you stand near the creek at night, you can hear whispers. 2 voices calling for each other. Still searching, still waiting, still in love, still trapped in the town that murdered them.